All right, fantastic. Good morning, everybody. This is Coffee with Marcus and Mark. Mark is here this morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Marcus. Good morning, everyone.
All right, fantastic. Well, today is one of the most important sessions in your trading life. I promise. I mean, today is really important. So I'm glad that you're here, that you can make it live. So we're about to get started in just a moment, but let's see who here wants to make money with trading. Type in a yes in the chat box if you want to make money with trading. All right, and who here wants to make enough money with trading so that you can quit your job? Type in a yes. Oh, yeah, exactly. Now let's see. Who here wants to make so much money with trading that you can travel the world and live the lifestyle you always dreamed about? Yes, absolutely. All right, fantastic. You are in the right place. So let's see. How many of you want to get as much as possible out of our time together today? Exactly. Oh, yes, I want that for you because for most of you here with us today, this is going to be a long term relationship between us. I promise you. Because once we show you how simple this is, once we show you an easy way to trade, once you realize that this actually works, and once you realize that you can do this too, you will want to hang out with us for a lifetime. I promise you that. All right, so before we dive in, and I'll show you, as I said, the one thing that has turned my trading around, which I believe is the most important thing that you can do in your trading career. Anyhow, before we get to this, let's take a quick look at the markets. So, Mark, let's see. This morning we have the indices in the upper row here. We have the E-mini S&P right around the unchanged mark, the Nasdaq around the unchanged mark, and also the Dow. Pretty much points to a flat opening, right?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a slow start, but things just continue to move higher. The Dow rallied to record levels, and I saw that this year we've had gains every single month, and I think it's the only time that's ever been done was in 1995. If we continue to have gains each month this year, so we're kind of on track to set a new record if the bottom just doesn't fall out from us. We'll see, but it's been an interesting month and a slow start today, but pretty impressive month so far.
Yeah, and you see, that's the one thing that is concerning me a little bit because, yes, we see more and more records exactly as we had it in 1995. And I just want to bring up here the Dow, um, and going back. Let me just get rid of a few things. I don't know why I would do that. Let me just bring up the Dow here because I think it's very important that we take a look at the big picture. And I also want to switch to monthly because yeah, this is we talked about this a while back that everybody is drawing these comparisons to the 90s, right? So this is where in the 90s we had this tremendous run up, then we had the retracement, ran up a little bit more, and then we crashed, and the market retraced. I do believe it was around 30%. Do you remember how much exactly it was? I
Sounds
believe
about right.
believe it was around 30%. And this is what we're seeing here. So you see, we have been going up, 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 up. We had this retracement exactly as we had it in the late 90s. We keep going up. And the more we are referencing the 90s, the more concerned I'm getting about this market. I mean, look at this. It is just running away. And we know this. No market goes up forever. So we'll see what happens here. But I mean, we might see a correction pretty soon. Anyhow, let's see what's in store today. So, looking at the economic reports, today we don't have much going on. We have the JOLS, job openings. That's a rather new report, Mark, right? I mean, it has been around for maybe a couple of years, if that.
Yeah, if that, sounds like it was something that was really kind of put together, that the Fed would keep an eye on for when looking at jobs, but the monthly jobs report's always going to be more important or a bigger number. That was released first Friday of the month, and then we also see on the calendar we have FOMC meeting minutes, which is something traders are going to pay attention to in the afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's happening today because everybody wants to know what is the Fed gonna do, especially looking at December. What do the Fed funds say right now, Mark? Wasn't it like a 90% probability of a hike?
Yeah, I don't know the exact number, but at this point, it's pretty safe to say that all traders are expecting that the Fed will raise rates in December. So people are going to look at the minutes just to see, okay, are there any surprises? Is there anybody that's kind of sitting on the sidelines now that was interested at one point in raising rates? Or are they talking about 2018, like what's going to happen there? And so any insight into that gets traders interested. And so if everything comes out and it's kind of as expected, no surprises, then Fed minutes might not do a whole lot. But if there's some wording or some surprise there, you never know what's going to happen. So it is something traders pay attention to for sure.
Yeah, looking at the other markets here, looking at crude oil, trading well above 50 right now. And again, up this morning. I mean, it spiked this morning to 51.40, retraced a little bit, but still on the up move here. I mean, what do you make of crude oil?
Yeah, crude oil's been on a nice little rally this week. Started off a little bit higher, but then a big move yesterday. I think it sounded like it had to do with Saudi Arabia committing to some supply cuts, if I remember correctly. But a nice start today. Things are a little quiet going into the U.S. session, but we'll see if we could hold above 51 because crude has had a difficult time really finding some strength above 50, but so far this week it looks like we're seeing a move higher.
Yeah, and this is why I wanted to draw in the 50 line here, the line in the sand, right? I mean, it's so
Yep.
interesting how the 50 line has been tested here several times. Especially when crude oil dipped down all the way to 43, rallied up to 50, made it almost to 51, then retraced, another push up towards the 50 level, retraced, pushed up, and now finally it moved above, and now previous resistance becomes support. Now it acts as a support line. We briefly dipped below this earlier this week, but now coming right back and trading above 50 again.
Yeah, yeah. It'll be interesting today if we could hold above it. Now, this week, crude oil inventories are actually on Thursday. So crude oil inventories are an important report for crude oil, but because of Monday's holiday, we get pushed back a day and they get released at 11. So sometimes that throws some traders off a little bit just because typically it's on Wednesdays at 10:30, but not this week because of Monday's holiday.
Yeah, don't wait for the crude oil inventories today. They ain't
Yep.
coming. They're coming tomorrow. Good, 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 good. All right, fantastic. So now let's talk about a tool that has turned my trading around. Now, if you have been with us for a while, you probably know what's coming. And yes, we are talking about a trading log. Let me just bring up my notepad here to write down a few notes. So, a trading log is probably the most important tool that you can have as a trader. Now, what do I mean by trading log? By trading log, we mean a document where you log every single trade. It is not enough to just have your brokerage statement. Even though the brokerage statements are getting a little bit better in providing you more insights, it usually doesn't, because it doesn't give you the important numbers. Important numbers that you need to know as a trader are, for example, of course, your winning percentage. Although we always say it's the least important, so let's not start with this. But okay, so let's start with the overall profit, right? Are you making money or not? Well, this is what the brokerage statement gives you because it tells you at the end of the month if you have more money in your account than you have. But in addition to this, in addition to profit and loss, you want to know the average win, and you also want to know the average loss. You probably also want to know the profit factor, right? So, and yes, the winning percentage. So there are a few important things that you need to know. Now, what I want to do here really quick, I want to just bring up a poll because you guys are awesome. So let's see. Are you keeping a trading log? So I'm launching this poll right now. So right now on your screen, you should see, are you keeping a trading log? And you can say, yes, I'm keeping a detailed trading log, or no, not yet. So please respond. You're doing a great job here. Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. Okay, half of you have voted. Come on, don't be shy. Tell me what you're doing right now. Just tell us what's happening. Because we want to see if you're preaching to the choir here. All right, we'll keep this open 10 more seconds, so vote now. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Now let's see. Let's close this poll and let's actually share the results because it's really, really surprising. Mark, take a look at this. So we are sharing the results, and as you can see, 52% of you, half of you, are keeping a detailed trading log.
Wow.
48% not yet. You guys are awesome. You're rocking it. So that is great that you're keeping a trading log. And now I want to show you how to evaluate the trading log. But Mark, what do you think about this?
You know what? I'm really impressed, Marcus, and I think that has a lot to say about just the people who are joining us
Yeah.
and checking out some of the materials that we offer because we've done this poll before and it's been barely 10%.
Yeah, and I mean, this is what for most traders. So I just want to show you what you can do if you're keeping a detailed trading log. So I want to show here a trading log. We have a web-based tool, and this is for our mastermind candidates who are keeping a trading log so that we can instantly see how they're doing and correcting their trade. So you see, here are the important things that you need to have in a trading log. Obviously, you want to have the date, you want to have the market, which market are you trading, how many contracts are you trading, are you going long or short, right? You want to log the entry time, you want to log the entry price as well as the exit time and the exit price. So these are the things that you want to do. Then you also want to put in the profit and loss, and we like to separate it by strategy so that you have the profit and loss for the simple strategy, the one for the boomerang strategy, for the Seahawk strategy, depending on what strategies you trade. And this is where, if you scroll then all the way to the right, you see this is where this particular student, I'm sharing this because right now he's on a simulator. So these are not the live results. He is practicing on a simulator and he's doing an amazing job. And this is what you all need to do. You must be on a simulator. So as you can see, this is where he has some notes, what stocks he has been trading, and this is when there's the total profit and loss. So this is the raw trading log that basically you need to keep. And then when you do this, you can get a performance report. Now here, we like to separate this performance report by market. So here again, this student, it's Tom. So Tom is doing just an amazing job of practicing everything. And as you can see, he is right now trading futures. He is also practicing binary options, and he is trading equity options, stock options, right? So these are the three things that he's practicing right now. So in the initial capital, he put in what he is planning to put in his account once he starts trading live. So $10,000 for futures, $1,000 for binary options, and $5,000 for equity options, for stock options here. And then you see, okay, you have the gross profit. So these are all the profits. This is the loss. And then you see in the futures markets, he's down $367. And we want to talk about this here. In binary options, he is up $144. Now, based on $1,000, that's 14.4% that he's up on his account with 24 trades that he did thus far. Now, in the equity options, he's up around 7% here. And I know that right now he has a few open positions that are profitable. So he'll probably lock them in the next few days as he's closing them. So $348 here in equity options. You also see the drawdown, and I believe the drawdown is very important that you know what drawdown you can expect. And here is where we do have the more important figures. So yes, there is a winning percentage, so around 60% in futures, 70% in binary options, only 27% in the equity options, but still profitable. So you see the number of trades here, 11 trades, 3 winning trades, 8 losing trades, but you see the average profit per trade is $31 because on average he's making $330 on a profitable trade and he's risking only $81 here. So that's a really, really good ratio. So you see the profit factor here, 1.53, 1.32, and a profit factor below 1 basically shows you that you are losing money. So this is now where the trading log can help you to drill down and see, oh my gosh, what's happening here in the futures markets? Why is Tom losing money? And again, it's all on a simulator right now, so this is great. First of all, I mean, Tom, if you're here and listening, you are doing an amazing job. So Tom has been filling out this trading log for a few weeks, and as you can see, already logged 97 trades. We asked him to do 40 trades per market. You see on the futures, he has already exceeded it. And then in the binary options, he's almost there. Equity options needs a few more trades, but Tom is doing an amazing job here. Now, what did I want to say? So 62 trades on a simulator here, and the futures doesn't look good, right? I mean, he's losing money here. But you see, this is where right now you can drill down and see, okay, how is Tom doing here by market that he's trading? And this is where you see, okay, so here in the binaries, he's doing pretty well. He's doing okay in the, that's also binaries. He's doing really well trading crude oil in gold, or not that's actually the S&P that he's trading here, slightly down. The options are doing well, but look at this. There's one futures markets where, I mean, right now he's just logging a lot of losses. $817 in losses in ZB, which are the bonds. So if you look at this, what advice would you give Tom? Or what advice would you give yourself if this were your trading log? I'm just helping over here to the questions. Okay. So Donald says, don't trade bonds. Kevin says, stay out of ZB. Don't buy bonds. Yeah, exactly. You guys got it. Okay. So let's just see. If you look at the performance report again, so for the futures markets here, Tom was down $367. Just quickly clicking on it here.
The comments. And it looks like we have a pretty unanimous decision here.
Oh, did I cut out for a moment?
There we go. You're back.
Okay, good. So let's take a look at the futures here. So you see, bonds are Tom's Achilles heel. So here's what we can do. We can see what would happen if Tom did no longer trade the bonds. So we're excluding the bonds. We leave everything else in there and just say, you know what? Don't trade bonds anymore. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we're applying this here. Now look at this. Suddenly, in the futures, instead of logging a $367 loss, Tom is profitable, making $450, okay, by not trading bonds. So this is how a trading log can help you to pinpoint what's going on. Now we can also drill down and look by strategy and see, okay, is there any particular trading strategy that Tom should focus on? So here, as you can see, for the Seahawk strategy, here's the $450. So that's great. It seems that right now Tom is focusing on trading the Seahawk strategy. Okay, there's no other strategies. That's fine. Okay, that's cool. Let's see, by longs and shorts, let's go here. See, over the trades, and Tom has enough trades that we can see a pattern here. It seems that Tom is doing much better taking long trades than short trades. Both are profitable. He's making 141 on the short trades and 801 on the long trades. So again, what do you recommend? What would you say would make sense for Tom here? Or if this would be your trading log? So you might consider focusing on long trades only because they're way more profitable than the shorts. Let's also look by day and see how is Tom doing here by day? Now, if you distribute it by day, keep in mind we had 67 trades. So this means divided by 5 days that you only have around 12 trades per day. So that's not enough data yet. But you see that Tom is doing pretty well on all days. So since we don't have enough data, I wouldn't recommend stopping it yet. So this is where we need to make sure that you have enough data. But you see, I'm really surprised and impressed that Tom does really well on Fridays. Fridays are not good for me. Mark, what about you? Is Fridays a good day for you?
Yeah, no, I mean, this is where for years I was trading Fridays and didn't really have a problem with it, but I would say over the last couple of months I saw that Fridays were holding me back, so I'm not trading Fridays anymore.
Yeah,
And it's because of observations just like this.
yeah. It was the same for me. I noticed that Fridays are not good for me. I mean, for Tom, Fridays are rocking it, right? I mean, whatever he does, okay, maybe trade twice as many contracts on Friday. I mean, definitely don't take Fridays off, Tom. I mean, stick to Fridays. It looks really, really good. Anyhow, this is why keeping a detailed trading log is so important. And that's why am really proud on you that more than half of you are keeping a trading log because it will help you to show exactly these results and really take your trading to the next level. Mark, do you have any observations here? Any further comments?
Yeah, I'm honestly, I was answering a couple of questions, and I'm not sure if you mentioned Thursday or not, but this is where we do see Friday so strong. But just because Thursday's down a little, this wouldn't concern me. If we had hundreds of trades and we saw Thursdays were down $1,000 or more, then that stands out as a number that, hey, something's going on where this is a day that's pulling us back. But here we were looking at maybe 60 trades, and of course we don't have 60 trades on Thursday. That's distributed over the week. But also we're down 62 cents or $62.75. So if I see we don't just want to throw out all of the little negative numbers thinking this is going to help our strategy, because then we're in a scenario where we're curve fitting. But if we start to see that there are definitely strategies or markets or days that are holding us back, then we can make adjustments to our plan that will help us.
Yeah. All right, anyhow, so these are the things that we wanted to share here with you this morning, the importance of a trading log. And again, you guys are awesome for keeping a trading log. So if you're watching the recording and you say, well, I'm not yet, I hope that this session has convinced you of why you must keep a trading log. Because if you don't, and then you look at the performance, so you take a look at the performance report and you say, "Oh my gosh, I'm losing money." You need to know where and how you're losing money.
So if you come back, then you could share your thoughts too. So how often do you evaluate the trading log? Where this is where I say that it's important to update the log every single day, because if you hold off until the end of the week, there might be some very important things that came up that you want to note. Maybe you're in a trade and you wanted to manage it and get out early, but then you stuck with the trade and then it was a winner by following your plan. I mean, that's good reinforcement for your plan. It might make a great comment in the trading log. Or maybe you took a trade that wasn't 100% according to plan and you should note it that way. But then if you add the trades at the end of the week, you're not really thinking about that, or you've forgotten. So I think you should update the log every single day. I think it makes sense to take a look at the log, see where things stand every week, and to kind of see if everything is in line with expectations or if there's something that's standing out. But this is where we also want to make sure that we have enough data to analyze things. And we found that the 40 trade number is a good rule of thumb to have some sort of statistical relevance with the numbers that you're evaluating. Because if you just have 3 trades and you go, oh shoot, I had a loser in crude oil, I had 2 wins in the NASDAQ, so I shouldn't trade crude oil. You don't need to make a decision after just 1 losing trade in crude oil, right? That's not really going to help you. But if at the end of the week you start to see that you're in line with your expectations, everything's fine, nothing to worry about. If you see that something's really holding you back, then you could take a look at that, because is it your plan, is it the markets, or is it something that you're doing? Are you not executing your plan properly? And that could be corrected by taking a look at it weekly. But then if you're looking at it monthly, or after you get some more trades, when you're looking at dozens of trades or 40, that's when you really can do a thorough analysis and see if there's anything that stands out and anything that you need to work on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the important thing. Don't micromanage the trading log. I mean, review it weekly, but don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't do it after a few losing trades, right? So this is why it's very important that you have plenty of trades that you can evaluate here. So just a couple of more questions, and then we got to go, because I know that I've been keeping you a little bit longer, but this is such an important session that we wanted to take our time here. So Jimmy says, my log is not that detailed. Is this one just for the mastermind members? This particular log, our online application, yes. If you have the Excel spreadsheet, you can do the same with filters. So Excel allows you to use filters, and this is how you can do it as well. It's probably not as detailed, but it gives you a really, really good clue here. So the other question Brian is asking, who programmed Tom's trading log? This is something, it's a Rockwell trading log. So we hired our programming team, and our programming team has developed it. I do believe that we spent a solid 5 figures on this to have it developed. But you see, it's worth it, because it allows us here to very quickly check on our mastermind students on how they're doing by just quickly pulling up of how they're doing this week, this month, and it's all filled out online. So this helps us tremendously to provide you almost instant feedback and tell you, you know what, you're doing great, or hey, you might want to consider this. All right, so Tom is asking, can you show the binaries numbers and days also? Yes, absolutely. You see, this is where this trading log here, where you can say, you know what, you don't want to see all strategies, or you only want to see this for binaries, right? So you disable all the other markets. Now here, obviously, Tom only had 24 trades in the binaries. So in the binaries, probably it's not as detailed, but we can certainly do this, quickly apply it here, look at the days. And so here for Tom, it seems that Tuesdays and Wednesdays are working well. But again, it's only 24 trades, so not enough to do anything. But yes, with these filters, you can easily do it. Tamar, where can you get this trading log? Well, if you choose to join our inner circle or our mastermind, then this is part of it. So that's part of the perks of being a mastermind student or inner circle student. All right, good, fantastic. All right, this closes today's session here. And if you have any other questions, send us an email to support@rockwelltrading.com, or we see you again tomorrow here at Coffee with Marcus and Mark. All right, y'all have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Happy trading, everyone.